Wonderful. Well, hello, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to get started tonight with a nigun, so you don't need to worry too much about the words. It's I diddy die, and once you catch on, please join. I diddy die, diddy die, die, die. I diddy die, die, die. I diddy die, diddy die, die, die. I diddy die, die, die. I 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 diddy die, diddy die, die, die. I diddy die, die, die. I diddy die, diddy die, die, die. I diddy die, die, die. I die, die, die. I die, die, die. I die, die, die. I die, die. I diddy die, diddy die, die, die. I diddy die, die, die. I diddy die, diddy die, die, die. I diddy die, die, die. I die, die, die. I die, die, die. I die, die, die. I die, die, die. And of course, we want to express how good, how pleasant it is for us all to be here together tonight in this virtual space. So please join me with Hine Matov. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim 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 shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, yadadai, dadadadadadadai. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, yadadai, dadadadadadadai. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, yadadai, dadadadadadai. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, yadadai, dadadadadadai. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom, dear friends. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to our family Shabbat service on the first Friday of each month. I cannot believe it's already the first Friday in the month of April. Can you believe it? This year is flying by. It is great to be together as family and friends to celebrate Shabbat. As Zoom 3 meeting said in our chat, the prayer Hine Ma Tov has more profound meaning during this pandemic. Absolutely. What a blessing, what a miracle it is that we can be together safely, each one in our sacred space at home, to be able to come together to celebrate Shabbat, to thank God for all the goodness that is in our lives. Oh my goodness, this is a very special Shabbat because tonight we are led by our wonderful fifth grade religious school students and their fantastic teachers, Allison Abrams and Sharon Abrams, no relation that I'm aware of. Allison and Sharon, we want to give a shout out to Allison and Sharon's teaching assistants, Layla Tomsky, I think Layla might be with us, and Sophia Goldstein. And tonight is also really special because tonight we welcome our new temple members of this past year. So much to celebrate. So with our fifth graders and Allison and Sharon and Layla and maybe Sophia if she's there and I just don't know it, and with our temple community that is near and far, let's now enter the peace and the joy that is Shabbat. So our good friend Jason Marks is going to spotlight our fifth graders and their families for Shabbat candle lighting. And as Jason gets all those fifth graders spotlighted, we'd like to invite everybody at home to get your Shabbat candles ready. And we'll light the Shabbat candles together, but we're going to call upon our fifth grade students and families to bring in the light and bring in the warmth and the joy of Shabbat. And there they are. And we're going to ask Lauren Marks to lead us in right before the candle lighting. And we're on page 3, everybody. Let's turn to page 3. And fifth grader Lauren Marks is going to help all of us and her classmates and friends bring in the light of Shabbat. Hi, Lauren.
Hello.
Hi, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, and let's see. Oh, I see that Josh is it just me? Is that Josh is the one who's spotlighted there? Oh, there's Lauren. Oh, okay, everybody's there now. So Lauren, whenever you are ready, if you'd like to unmute again and lead us on the top of page 3 there. Oh, Lauren, I think you're muted.
Oh, there's the share screen. Okay.
Oh, great. Can you see that okay?
Yes.
Great.
Okay. Come let us welcome Shabbat, a day of rest, a day of joy, a family celebration. In the beginning.
Yay. Oh, Lauren, that's great. Thank you. I mean, you can keep going. We can do more, but do you want to keep going or should we leave it short and sweet at a family celebration? What would you like to do?
Oh, we can leave it short and sweet.
Okay, short and sweet's always great. We'd love to have you and your classmates now light the Shabbat candles. So fifth graders, if you will light the candles. Look how big they're getting. They're lighting the Shabbat candles by themselves.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. And looking around at all these beautiful fifth grade families, It makes us want to do a family blessing for Shabbat as Cantor leads us in the family blessing on the top of page 4. Our blessing is for our families near and far, and our blessing is for the entire world. Please join us at home on the top of page 4.
May God bless you and keep you. May He shine His face upon you and grace you. May He lift His presence unto you and grant you peace. May God bless you and keep you. May she shine her face upon you and grace you. May she lift her presence unto you and grant you peace. And grant you peace.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Well, speaking of blessings, like the blessings that we just shared together in the family blessing, Temple Sinai is so blessed to be joined by our new temple members of this past year. We are now honored and delighted to officially welcome them as our loving temple community. We'd like to welcome, and I'm going to ask Jason to spotlight them as we find them in our Zoom sanctuary. We welcome Isaac Hoagland. We welcome Isaaca, and let's see, our Aline Lipkin and Richard Horowitz here.
Rabbi, Isaac is not on camera. Oh, now she is.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Isaaca. See, we like to embarrass people, Isaaca. So Isaaca is our new a new temple member here at Temple Sinai. Aline Lipkin and Richard Horowitz are new members. Jason, I'm not sure if you see them.
Yeah, I'm not having any luck finding the others unless they're on names that I don't recognize.
Okay, well, maybe that Isaac is representing. So, I'll just mention the names of our new temple members. Aline Lipkin and Richard Horowitz and their son Leo, who's a 3rd grader. Dana and Bill Sebastian and their daughters Amelia and Enna. Amelia's in 3rd grade as well, and Enna's in kindergarten. And also Aaron and Gabby Wolper and their daughter Addison, who is a 5th grader. She may be on spring break right now and not able to join us. And their son Logan, Aaron and Gabby's son Logan, is in 3rd grade. So these are our new temple members. It's so wonderful to have them all with us. Isaaca, you're representing tonight. Thank you for being here. And it's so wonderful to have you with us. We want you to know, Isaaca, we want all our new members to know, and hopefully you've already discovered that Temple Sinai is all about connection. Here at Temple Sinai, we connect with each other in bonds of warmth and caring and community. And here at Temple Sinai, we connect with the divine, and we connect with all the goodness and wonders in the world. And of course, here in our temple community, we engage and connect with Judaism, our rich and meaningful tradition and way of life that strives to make the world a better place. And Isaac, I know that's very important to you, making the world a better place. We are so honored and delighted to welcome all of our new members into our temple community, into our temple family. May you be enriched by our temple community. May you be embraced with love and kindness and friendship. And may you find meaning and purpose and fulfillment here in our spiritual community. In Hebrew words, we say to you, Brucha haba'ah, that is the singular feminine. We could say also Bruchot haba'ot, that's the plural feminine, and Bruchim haba'im, which is the masculine plural, and that is blessed are you who come here. And we thank God for this very special moment that brings us all joy and happiness as we now ask God's blessings upon Isaaca, and upon all our new temple members. And if you know some of those names we mentioned, call them up after Shabbat and say, hey, you guys got a great blessing
I don't
from
know if you
Cantor
noticed,
and
Rabbi, but
Rabbi.
The Horowitz-Lipkin
people
family
joined
is
us,
here.
Are they? Okay,
Yeah.
there they are. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi, I didn't realize, I'm challenged by multitasking in the Zoom world. So there they are. So there is Aline and Richard and Leo. Hi, Leo.
Hi.
It's nice to see you. Thank you guys for being in our temple. And we want to share a couple of blessings with you. So now I'm so glad I can see you and Isaac. Am I missing anybody else? Jason, Susan?
I think this is who we have.
Okay, all right. So we're going to ask God's blessings upon you. Now, Cantor, do you still have remember when we did the kindergarten consecration and we had a virtual background chuppah? Do you still have your chuppah?
I may.
Okay, so Cantor's going to look and I'm going to look.
No, I don't know if I do. Let me see.
Oh, you know what we could do too, Cantor? How about this? Even better. If we were in the sanctuary, because right now we're about to, do the Yivarechacha from the Torah. So you want me to do the Torahs, and Cantor, if you have the chuppah, we can have the best of both worlds. Or if you have the Torah, oh, there we go. Perfect. Yay. Because if we were in our temple sanctuary, we'd put a large chuppah over you guys to embrace you and to welcome you as we share in this most precious blessing of the Jewish people. So pretend this chuppah is extending over you, Leo and Isaaca, and pretend this is extending over you as well, Aline and Richard, and we share in this blessing together.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the light of God's love and wisdom shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom shalom.
May God always be with you, and may loving family, friends, and community be at your side. And may God give you the most precious blessing of all, the blessing of shalom, which is peace and its wholeness and its fulfillment in every way. And I'd like to invite everybody to unmute and to say amen, to embrace these beautiful families who have joined us.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all. Welcome.
You.
Welcome. It's so great to have you with us. And thank you everybody for participating in that. And Cantor and I, oh, she's so quick. She already changed her virtual background. I'm going to close the arc. Takes me a little bit longer. Where do I want to go? That's what I want. Okay. All right. Well, let's turn back in our prayer book to page 6. We come to the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. Oh, and fifth grader Chloe White is going to help Cantor. Lead us in the, sounds like the Dodgers game. It's going to help Cantor lead us in, Chloe's going to help Cantor lead us in the Baruch Hu on page 6. Everybody, if you are so inclined, we invite you to please rise. If you are so moved, please rise for our call to worship on page 6. Hi, Chloe.
One moment, I'm gonna start you off, and then with the lies, and then you come on in on the leading.
All right. Thank you for being eager and enthusiastic, Chloe. So we'll do some lalas to lead into that very dramatically to what you're going to say and sing.
La
Thank you, Chloe. That was wonderful. And please be seated, everybody. We're now going to open our hearts to the goodness in life and to its source, the divine presence who is one and who unites all creation as expressed in the Shema on page 10.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
We now turn to page 12 in our prayer booklet, and we are so honored to have fifth grader Josh Dukor lead us in the chanting of Torah, in the chanting of the V'ahavta on page 12. Hey, Josh, Shabbat Shalom.
Hi, Rabbi.
Hi, so good to see you.
So good to see you too.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Did you say you're on spring break or did you have spring break?
No, my spring break was last week. I'm back in school this week.
Oh, okay. Did you have a nice spring break?
Yeah, I had a pretty nice spring break.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, thanks for joining us tonight and leading us in the V'ahavta. So I guess Jason's going to put it up on the screen. There we go. And whenever you're ready, Josh, you'll lead us and we'll do it at home. We'll follow along at home.
Okay. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבניך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בם, ושיתך בביתך ולבטך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו עוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Fantastic, Josh. Thank you. That was wonderful. Josh, do you know Sacred Pac-Man? Yeah? Do you like Sacred Pac-Man? Do you like sort of the sign language, the applause and sign language, or do you like the COVID-19, COVID wash your hands and applause?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
I'm fine with any. Honestly, I don't have a preference.
You don't have a favorite? Well, very nice. We want to give all three to you. That was wonderful. Thank you for chanting Torah tonight. You're getting ready for your bar mitzvah. Tell us again, when's your birthday? What month is your birthday month?
My birthday is in November.
November, okay. Well, it will be interesting to see if you have a portion from the book of Bereshit, the book of Genesis there in November. And to all our fifth graders, Your bat mitzvah and your bar mitzvah is going to come up before you know it. Cantor and I and Carolyn, we can't wait to start preparing with you and celebrating before we know it. So thank you again, Josh, and thanks to all of our fifth graders who are leading us so wonderfully tonight. Well, our fifth graders have planned something very special for all of us tonight, and it has to do with something on the Jewish calendar that is just 2 weeks away. It's actually less than 2 weeks away, but we're going to celebrate 2 weeks from this Friday. It's a Thursday is when it happens. Thursday, April 15th. It is the third day of Iyar. Does anybody know, if you'll put in the chat box, what holiday do we celebrate right on the heels of Passover? It's a modern holiday. When I say modern, I mean it's lasted for decades, but it's modern compared to Shavuot, which is thousands of years old, which is also coming up. Does anybody know what Jewish holiday we're going to celebrate in about 2 weeks? Yes, there it goes. Seth's got it. Yom Ha'atzmaut. And Tina, it is. Josh, you had your hand up. I bet all of our fifth graders know that that's coming up soon because you guys have been studying about Israel in your curriculum. And yes, does anybody know? Let's put in the chat box. It's Israel Independence Day. It's Israel's 4th of July. Does anybody know what birthday Israel is celebrating this Wednesday night, or not this Wednesday, but Wednesday, April 14th, Thursday, April 15th. We're celebrating Friday, April 16th. Does anybody know what number birthday it is for Israel? Yes, George, number 73. Oh, Perry, very close. Very close. That'll come next year soon enough. But 1948, 73 years ago, this month, 73 years ago, the modern state of Israel was created, and our fifth graders have been studying all about it. And more than that, from Miss Allison, they've been learning, and from Miss Sharon, they have been learning through song. And Miss Sharon Abrams, will you tell us, there's Allison, and why don't we spotlight both Allison and Sharon? And Sharon, can you tell us a little bit before we begin about what our fifth graders have prepared? And then Allison, you're going to tell us a little bit more after they've done it.
Well, in 2014, I wrote a musical with some of the kids in the fifth grade class at that time, all about Israel. And so there's a song that I wrote that is about Israel that we're spotlighting tonight.
Fantastic. So that was in 2014 that you originally composed this song?
Yes. And then it was in 2015 was the actual musical that the kids wrote and that I put music to also.
An entire musical you composed about Israel, and we're going to have a sort of a taste of it tonight. We're not doing the entire musical, but we're doing really, to me, it's the finale, it's the showstopper, it's the one of the highlights of your fantastic musical. What's it called, Sharon?
Well, it's actually just called the Israel Song.
I love it. It explains exactly what it is.
Right, exactly.
Great. So what we're going to do now is we're going to share. Miss Sharon has already recorded the chorus. And so we're going to share the chorus of the wonderful Israel song that she composed. And then fifth graders, get ready for those of you who are going to share the lyrics. And then we'll get ready to spotlight our fifth graders. Clayton and Lauren and Abby, if she joined us, and Chloe and Des and Lauren Marks. So if you guys will be getting ready as we now getting ready for Israel's 73rd birthday with Miss Sharon Abrams, the Israel song.
Nothing is as sweet as walking down the street in Israel. Nowhere can we roam or find our way home but in Israel. See the sights in Haifa, swim around Tel Aviv, go to the Western Wall in Jerusalem.
Okay. Now, is this Clayton? Is Clayton Rosen leading this one, Allison?
Yes, this one's for Clayton.
Clayton, hello. We'd be honored to have you tell us a little bit more about Israel.
You gonna read it? Oh, the land of hope, of milk and honey, the people, the sights, the food, and the money.
Thank you, Clayton. And
Now-
Lauren Kaimea.
Bring us to our heritage. Bring us to our ancestors. Bring us all of nothing. The street in Israel. Nowhere we can roam or find our way home but in Israel.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much. And let's see, was Abby able to join us?
No, but Lauren's going to continue.
Oh, great. Thank you, Lauren.
See the sights in Haifa. Swim around Tel Aviv. Go to the western wall in Jerusalem.
Thank you, Lauren. And Abby's with her family on the East Coast. They have their spring break at this time, and we were hoping they could join us, but they're 3 hours ahead, and maybe Abby's sleeping right now. So thank you, Lauren. And let's see, Chloe's going to continue. Chloe White.
See the sights in Haifa, swim around Tel Aviv, go to the western wall in Jerusalem. Nothing as sweet as the day you spend in Israel. Nothing can compete with the beauty and fun in Israel.
Thank you, Chloe. And Des Moore, fifth grader Des Moore.
Nothing. Wait.
Your life.
What?
Just read that. Just read this, Des.
I'm confused.
Just read this, Des.
Your life.
Your life would not be complete.
Your life would not be complete without a trip to Israel, so have your adventure here.
Go down.
All right, thank you, Des. And that's such an important point. Let's hear it again. Oftentimes in Judaism, at the end of a biblical book, they will repeat at the bottom of the way it's published, they'll repeat a really important phrase. And that's such an important phrase that Sharon wrote. We'd love to have Lauren Marks share that with us too. So fifth grader Lauren Marks, if you'll also share that. Or not. There she is.
There we go.
Can you scroll down?
Is it?
You're just going to repeat this, honey bun.
Oh, okay. Your life would not be complete without a trip to Israel, so have your adventure here.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. And thanks to all of our fifth graders. Let's hear it for our fifth graders. Sacred Pac-Man. Applause. Wash your hands well. We all need to continue to wash our hands well. That was awesome. Thank you, fifth graders. And thank you. We want to thank Jason Marks, too, for finding those beautiful pictures of Israel and sharing those pictures of Israel with us. Show of hands. How many people have been to Israel? All right, let's look around. A number of people have been. And for those of us who haven't yet been, I bet this song and listening to our fifth graders and looking at those pictures, it makes you want to go soon when it's safe to go. And Miss Allison, I wonder if you can tell us a little bit more about what the fifth graders have been learning this year.
Absolutely. So this year, the fifth graders have been learning a lot about Tikkun Olam and Gemilut Chasadim and how to be, a good light in this world when we're stuck in our homes.
Yeah, there's still so much we can do. Even in our homes, there's still so many ways that we can help make the world a better place and do Tikkun Olam. So thank you so much, Miss Allison. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Thank you for all you're doing with the fifth graders. Thank you, fifth graders. We really appreciate the way you've been leading us so beautifully. And we're going to continue in our service. And oh my goodness, so I'm looking at my calendar And you may happen to know this if you're counting the days till you can have pizza again. If you're like me and you can't have pizza during Passover, you're sort of keeping the feast of not eating chametz, leavened bread. So tonight begins the 7th day. It's the 7th night. Tomorrow's the 7th day of Passover. And then in the Reform world, at the end of the 7th day, tomorrow night, I'm calling Domino's immediately. As soon as I see 3 stars, I'm picking up the phone and calling Domino's. But
Maggie
here's
said
something.
what I was thinking.
Is that what
There's
you
always matzah pizza.
Pizza's the way to do it. That's how they do it in Israel, by the way. That's a big thing. All the pizza parlors, right? All those places are closed during Passover, but people are lined up outside the door when Passover ends so they can have their pizza. I remember that well when I was there. And there's something else that's special that takes place on the 7th day. Traditionally, the 7th day is when the greatest miracle ever happened in the Jewish world, the splitting of the Red Sea or the Reed Sea, so the Jewish people could ultimately walk toward freedom, surrounded by that miracle of the Red Sea. And it's tradition, our Jewish tradition says it happens on the 7th day. Now, you all know the song that our ancestors sang when they walked through on the 7th day of Passover, that miracle, the Micha Mocha. So let's, in our celebration of Passover on the 7th day, the Micha Mocha is extra special. It is our song of freedom and redemption for Jewish people, and it's our hope for redemption and freedom for the entire world, for everybody. So please join us on page 13.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rabbi.
Thank you, Cantor. Oh, what a joyful Micha Mocha. That is the way to do it. Thank you so much. And I saw in the chat box, boy, Maggie said there's always matzah pizza. This is true. There always is matzah pizza. And we see applause for matzah pizza. Oh my goodness, we got thumbs up. Who's eating matzah pizza? Raise your hand if you have eaten matzah pizza during this time. Okay, a number of people have. I love it. I love it. Now, and by the way, I also saw that Bernice Boardman said that you were in Israel on Passover in 2009. That is awesome. That is the place to be. Very nice. Oh, and Cantor, you're going to be making matzah lasagna like tonight, tomorrow?
At some point soon, yeah.
Okay, very nice. Because I mentioned 7th night, tomorrow night, some people keep Passover and don't eat leavened bread for 7 days and nights. And then other people do it for 8 days and nights. So some people will be breaking their fast of chametz. They'll be breaking that chametz fast
Certainly
tomorrow
those in
night.
Israel,
And some
they
people
don't have the same obligation. If you're in the diaspora, that adds an extra day to Chag. It adds an extra day to a holiday.
Yes, it does. And some folks keep that extra day, and some of us keep the Israeli schedule. And so 7 or 8 days, there are 2 ways to do it in America. And so, our 5th graders also are going to tell us how Shabbat, our weekly holy day, the only holiday mentioned right behind me In the 10 Commandments, the only holiday mentioned is Shabbat. The others are very important, but Shabbat gets extra special mention in the 10 Commandments. To help us learn how Shabbat is like a stop sign, we are honored to call upon fifth graders Henry Holcomb and Henry Holcomb. So Henry, can you do both those paragraphs? Because again, Abby's probably sleeping on the East Coast. It's an amazing day. Hi, Henry.
Hello. Okay. Shabbat is a stop sign. Shabbat is a time to rest and be with our family. Shabbat is a time for love and kindness. On Shabbat, we say blessings. We say thank you to God for making this earth, the sun, the flowers, the trees, and all of creation. We say thank you to God for all the good things in our lives and for the miracles that surround us each day and each and every day. Sorry.
You're doing great, Henry. You're doing great.
Thank you. We stop and enjoy creation. Shabbat is our stop sign.
Shabbat is our stop sign. And let's hear it for Henry. Thank you, Henry. That was wonderful. Thank you for doing that whole thing. And I don't know if people, here's my hope. I just want to tell you, I have a little hidden hope here, that if we talk about how Shabbat is a stop sign enough times, and it's such a beautiful prayer written also by children around the age of 5th grade in a Jewish summer camp, which we've modified a little bit. My hope is that when you guys are driving around and you see a stop sign, that somebody says, hey, that's like Shabbat. That's my hope. Let me know if you ever do that. Well, with the idea of Shabbat being a time where we really can stop and rest and be with our family, it's also a time where we can stop and reflect and pray. And as we talked about, thank God for all the good things in our lives. So why don't we do that now? Let's take a moment. We'll follow that stop sign and we'll open our hearts and we'll open up our spirits to our own personal and silent prayer and our very unique way that each and every one of us connects with God on this Shabbat.
Hopefully you've all had an opportunity to complete your silent prayers and meditations. And if you haven't yet, I encourage you to continue doing so. In the meantime, we're going to move on with Shalom Rav, a prayer for abundant peace, which you can find on page 18. We'll put the words in front of on the screen. Thank you. Please feel free to join me. Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu Melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu Melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. שלומך, שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Thank you, Cantor. Thank you. Oh, and I want to thank Clayton too. When we were talking about Shabbat as a stop sign, you were showing us about driving, right? Wasn't that you, Clayton? I like that. Thank you. You're going to be doing that soon when you have your car mitzvah. You got some time. You'll have the bar mitzvah first and then the car mitzvah. And you'll think about how Shabbat is like a stop sign. Well, so I mentioned Shavuot, which is the next major Jewish holiday that's talked about in the Torah. Now we're gonna, we've got Yom HaAtzmaut, and then we also, before we have Yom HaAtzmaut, we have Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day. So a lot of Yoms this month, as we've been saying in the ritual committee, a lot of Yoms. And but Shavuot is coming up, and it is 49 days after the first day of Passover. And does anybody count the Omer between Passover and Shavuot? Cantor's raising her hand. I'd like to see. Oh, Maggie counts the Omer. I should mention what counting the Omer is. So Omer is a Hebrew word that means like a sheaf of barley. It's a measure of barley. And you may not know this, but Passover has many layers to it, right? It's the greatest Jewish story ever told. The Jewish people were redeemed from Egypt. It also is a spring holiday. It also begins the barley harvest in the land of Israel. So our ancestors used to go to the temple when the temple stood in Jerusalem. On the second day of Passover, they'd bring their sheaf of barley. They probably would wave it, and then they would count 49 days. And the Torah says to count from Passover to Shavuot, and Shavuot commemorates the wheat harvests. So it's a harvest holiday as well, but it also commemorates the giving of the Torah and the Ten Commandments at Mount Sinai. And I love what our Passover Haggadah says about the link between those two holidays of Passover and Shavuot. This is what our Haggadah says if you joined us Sunday night. The symbolic countdown from Pesach to Shavuot shows the connection between Passover and Shavuot. Our freedom from slavery was not complete, wasn't complete until we received the Torah, which give our lives purpose and meaning. So that's one of the reasons too we count the Omer. So it's a spiritual counting down to Shavuot to receive the Torah and the Ten Commandments at Sinai. It's also a Jewish mystical tradition to count the Omer and different elements of God and our own personalities we focus on during this counting. And we're also counting, waiting for the wheat harvest in Israel. So I'm going to do the count for everybody. Maybe you can give me an amen at home, because the blessing is like candle lighting. Instead of lahadlik ner shel Shabbat, it's al sefirat ha-omer. And you can do it with me at home, as a matter of fact. So if you can join me at home with the blessing, please stay muted. It's just like candle lighting. Al sefirat ha-omer is how it ends. So together we pray, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidashanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat ha-omer. And then I say, Hayom shisha yamim la-omer. Today is the 6th day of the counting of the Omer. So we are 43 days from, 44 days from Shavuot, where we're going to have confirmation of our 10th graders. We'll go from 5th to 10th grade. So it's going to be awesome. So thank you all for sharing in the Omer counting. If you're interested in doing that at home, you can go online and you can find the blessing. You can find what day it is and how to count the days.
You can also find all kinds of really cool activities surrounding that. I actually bought a poetry book for counting the Omer, and it's been a really beautiful, eye-opening way to just bring meaning every night that we count.
Awesome. So what type of poetry is it, Cantor? Is it
It was written by a rabbi. I forget her name, but
Oh, Yael Levy. You talking about Yael Levy?
No. It was someone else.
Okay.
But it is like a specific Omer counting book, and it has some meditations on Omer counting and just some really beautiful poetry. And it kind of makes me look forward to every night when the evening falls. I get to copy Omer and read something really
Well,
cool.
wonderful. Well, if you have a chance, and you may not, I understand if the book's not handy, but if people are interested, maybe you could put the name of the book and the author in the chat box.
Yeah, I could do that in a little bit.
Okay, awesome. Right. I know we got some stuff to do right now. And one of the things we love to do during each and every family service is we like to share simchas together. Simcha is the Hebrew word for joy. It's the Hebrew word for happiness. And so we like to share simchas that we're celebrating this month of April. Birthdays, anniversaries, achievements at work and at school. So at this time, we'd love for you to put in the chat box if you have a simcha, if you have a joyous occasion this month of April, and if you have a birthday, if you could tell us the day of your birthday in April, and if you're comfortable telling us the year of your birthday, how old you are. No, you're not obligated to do so, but if you'd like to, we'd love to, as well as your anniversaries if you have them. Let's see, they're going fast and furious. Oh, and Cantor said, Towards Sinai, Omer Poems by Rachel Barenblatt. Wonderful. Meg Abrams has a birthday on April 25th. Allison's sister Meg. Happy birthday, Meg. Jill Namiro, Rachel's birthday on the 20th. Rachel turns 21. What a big birthday. April 4th, Sarah Adoption Day today. Oh my goodness, so much to celebrate. Jill, Mazel Tov, and Mazel Tov to the Abrams family. Let's see, Josh Schneiderman says Daly. I guess Daly's birthday's this month. Chris White has a birthday. Chris, Chloe's dad, April 17th. Happy birthday, Chris. Sharon, oh, your dad Barry's birthday on April 8th. Happy birthday, Mr. Abrams, and thank you for being with us tonight. And Alec, Allison's friend Alec has a birthday on April 15th. He's turning 25 on the 15th. That's a biggie too. Congratulations to Alec. And Bernice's son Harold has a birthday on April 24th. It's Daly's 10th birthday on the 10th. Oh my goodness. How cool is that? 10 on the 10th. Okay. Oh, and Steve is saying, yes, Cantor
Yeah, a
has
couple
a
of
big...
them are pointing out, so people who know that I've got the big 3-0 coming up on April 12th.
All right, the big 3-0 on April 12th. Happy birthday, Cantor. Very exciting. Leonard, April 8th, turns 77. Happy birthday to Leonard, to Cantor. Allison's best friend is giving birth on April 12th. Well, we pray it and hope it's a very easy labor, a very smooth and successful labor. Wonderful things we're celebrating this month of April. Thank you all for sharing that. And I guess no anniversaries. I did not see an anniversary listed. So unless people are going to their keyboards, anybody have an anniversary? Okay, well, if so, we invite you to please put that in the chat box. Cantor and I like to call this a Simon Tov and Mazel Tov moment. It's a good sign and good fortune that we are all together celebrating these happy occasions.
Yes, so if you'll all please join me, Siman Tov u'Mazel Tov. Siman Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Siman Tov. Siman Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Siman Tov. Siman Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Siman Tov. Yehei lanu. Siman Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Siman Tov. Siman Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Siman Tov. Siman Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Mazel Tov u'Siman Tov. Yehei lanu. Yehei lanu, Yehei lanu, u'lechol Yisrael. Yehei lanu, Yehei lanu, u'lechol Yisrael. Yehei lanu, Yehei lanu, u'lechol Yisrael. Yehei lanu, Yehei lanu,
Mazel tov to everybody. And Kathy mentioned her brother-in-law is turning 85 on April 23rd. So mazel tov to everybody. Thank you all for sharing that with us. Well, we share in each other's joy. We also share in each other's challenges. And we know folks who are, we have loved ones who are sick or injured, and they're in need of healing. So our prayer tonight is for them as well, as it is each and every Shabbat. We say a Misha Barak prayer of healing for people that we know and love who are in need of a healing of body and a healing of spirit. So we now turn to page 24, and we invite you to join us in this Misha Barak prayer of healing.
Misha Barak Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Ve'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
Well, we invite you to list the name of people you're thinking about with our prayer of healing tonight. If you'll list their name in the chat box, our Misha Barak prayer of healing is for them. So we invite you to continue to put those names in the chat box, and our Misha Barak prayer of healing is also for all the folks listed on our Misha Barak page. Our prayer of healing is for all these temple members and for all these family members who are in need of healing, and for all of these friends and coworkers who are in need of God's healing presence and our love and support. For all of them, for all of those folks listed in the chat box, we continue together.
Misha Barak Imotenu Mekor HaBracha La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We pray they are all healed. And boy, just warmed my heart and made my day that Jill Namiro mentioned in the chat box that her friend Brenda, who was in a coma last week, and then she woke up, sounds like Shabbat morning or Sunday morning. These healings, what a blessing, what a blessing. Well, our prayers definitely help, and as does the amazing work, the miraculous work of the doctors and nurses who are God's hands in this world, as our hands, as I'm sure Miss Allison and Miss Sharon are teaching the fifth graders. We think the fifth graders are learning that we are God's hands and arms in this world, and we're God's partners in helping to heal it in all the ways that we can. So, and by the way, please let us know if someone that you're saying a Misha Barak, a prayer of healing for, if you hear that they are doing better and they're healed, we want to hear that as well. We want to hear these stories of redemption and healing. Well, our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own family members who have died, our friends who have passed away, members of our community, and members of every race and nation who are a blessing to humanity. We think of them now, we honor them through our memory and through our prayer. As I mentioned the name of a loved one who has passed, we'll invite you to please stand, and in just a moment, we'll all stand together to recite the Kaddish Prayer. Our Kaddish Prayer this Shabbat is for Mani Berger. We are thinking of and we remember Temple member Karen Ness. And we're thinking of the victims of the Atlanta and Boulder tragedies. And we remember Fred Michaels. We remember our dear friend Linda Luna, Dr. C. Harold Cohn, Barbara Abraham, Ernestine Erkin, Earl Sanders, Larry Moskowitz. We remember our dear friend Rebecca Kaufman, Howard Schwartz, Richard Abraham, David Bernstein, Stephen Strauss, Donald Allen Pocock, Susan Goldsmith, and Cecilia Carpenter. And for those who are observing Yahrzeit, the anniversary of a death of a loved one that is commemorated this week, we remember Linda McCain Fawcett, Oscar Muley, Eli Gottlieb, Pearl Winter. We remember Harold Stern, Morris Barnett, Sylvia Block, Hope Goldblatt, Jacqueline Oppenheim, Anna Valen, Jacob Weinstein, and all those we've lost to COVID-19 this past year. And at this time, we invite you, if you're thinking of someone who has passed tonight and you're saying Kaddish for tonight, who we didn't mention, if you'll please put their name in the chat box. And our Kaddish prayer is for them as well. As we now rise together as a community of loving family and friends, turning to page 28 to recite the Kaddish prayer, we thank God that they were all with us as we pray. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'alma divara chirute v'amlich malchute b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye duchol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach leolam ula'almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudesha berichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn. May we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved. And together we say, amen. And please be seated, everybody.
Well, it's our custom to take this opportunity to go back through Oseh Shalom, our prayer for peace. There's never such thing as too much peace, too much prayer for peace. So please join me, Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom, b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru
Thank you, Cantor. Well, at this time, we are so very honored to call upon immediate past president, our immediate past president here at Temple Sinai, Maggie Freed.
Hi.
Hi, Maggie.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'd like to thank tonight's service participants, the 5th grade families for candle lighting, all the 5th grade students for leading us in various things, for Josh Ducor to lead the Ve'ahavta, very nice. And tonight's virtual oneg is sponsored by the parents of the 5th grade class in honor of their children. Coming up at Temple Sinai this week, we have the Passover Yizkor service Sunday at 6 p.m. Sisterhood is having their book club, bookends, discussing The Third Daughter by Talia Karner on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And there's going to be a memorial service for Linda Luna on Thursday at 6 p.m. You'll find the Zoom links and details for all of these events and more in Sunday's TSG email blast. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Maggie. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, we are going to raise our cups for Kiddush and join in together, and then we look forward to Kiddush, our closing song by Cantor, and then our virtual oneg together.
Hopefully you all have your Kiddush cup, and please join me in the short Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen l'chaim.
L'chaim.
And for our closing song today, we're going to do Adon Olam, which many of you know has a lot of different melodies for it. But the melody we're going to use is what I will deem the traditional. It's if you're going to know an Adon Olam, this is going to be the one that you know. So please turn with me to page 30, and we'll put the words on the screen for you. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzion nivra leit nasa v'chefzo kol azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yiloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hoveh ve'hu yihye b'tif'ara ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni lehamshir lo lehachbira beli reishit beli tachlit ve'lo ha'oz ve'hamisra ve'hu eli ve'chai go'ali ve'tzur chavli ve'eit tzara ve'hu nisi umanos li menat kosi ve'yom ekra be'yado afkid ruchi ve'eit ishan ve'aira ve'iruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom. Let's all unmute and wish each other a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Let's see, neighbor.
Shabbat Shalom.